Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another riveting installment of your, uh, let's say top 10 favorite podcasts at this point. I still got some climbing to do. I know you don't listen to 10 podcasts. I certainly don't. Morning Drew. It's me, Andrew, aka a bunch of other shit. And I've got a buddy with me this time. It's my good pal Michael. Hello, Michael.
Oh, hi. Hi. I almost interrupted your... I'm so excited to be on. I almost interrupted your intro. I was like, at least top 5 favorites, sir. Get on.
Hey, man.
Appreciate yourself.
We're staying humble out here. All right? We're like...
Sure.
I don't know enough about that song by Kendrick Lamar, but he had a song called Humble, and that's me. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very good.
Yeah?
About to have the Super Bowl. I'm having a cool beverage.
Oh, yeah.
I was working all day.
It's the big game today. That's right. Yeah. Who you rooting for? Who you hollering for?
All of my... So I'm currently in New England. I'm currently in Boston. Mm-hmm. And Bostonites and New Englandites all have strong opinions towards Mr. Tom Brady.
Cool. Brady.
I don't know if you know who he is. He's kind of he's an understated, really poorly known football player. But apparently they care about him here, and that they hate him. They hate him a lot because he left, and now he's in Florida. And so after listening to all my students be like, Tom Brady sucks, I'm now like, I hope he wins.
Yeah, nah, I hate that guy.
Why do you hate him?
Because he's basically Darth Vader, dude. Like the New England Patriots.
I don't track, man.
Dude, the New England Patriots have been the best team in football for so long, and there was that big controversy where they were big cheaters. I don't know what was so controversial about it. They were cheating, but that's neither here nor there.
How were they... Wait, what? I'm not familiar with this. How were they cheating?
They were deflating the footballs to make them easier to grip and throw.
Oh, that's a big deal.
And they caught him doing it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
In one interview, they confronted Tom Brady. They were like, what's that about? And he was like, hey, man, it's just a game, all right? This isn't ISIS. I'm not a terrorist, okay? It's just football. And it's like, yeah.
He's not a terrorist.
Well, I could... This is actually a bit by a comedian named Joe Mackey, so shout out Joe Mackey. He's very funny. But you could make that argument about any crime. It's like you could steal a Kit Kat bar, and they're like, can you give us our Kit Kat bar back? And it's like, what, you're going to arrest me over a Kit Kat bar? What am I? I didn't kill a guy.
I didn't blow up a building, okay?
Yeah.
Can we just leave the Kit Kat be?
I could have. But
Dude, now I really want him to win, man. The world's got to know. Cheaters prosper. We need that on full display. Cheaters prosper.
No. He's also, from what I understand, a moderately vocal supporter of a certain disgraced former president.
Yeah, all that aside, I hope it's a good game and that I hope Tom Brady wins so that this whole week when I'm talking to my students, I can be like, oh, did you see that Tom Brady left and started making Florida look good for football?
Yeah. No, I also am a closeted fan of the football team formerly known as the Oakland Raiders, now proudly the Las Vegas Raiders.
Sure.
And in the year...
Proudly the Oakland Raiders.
Say that again?
I went to go see them. They were proudly the Oakland Raiders. I actually got to see them lose to a stadium that was 25% full.
Probably. They're really bad for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the last time they were good was, I think, in 2001, 2002. And in the 2001 championship, I believe, they were in the playoffs against the New England Patriots in the snow. Mm-hmm. And Tom Brady flubbed it. He did the bad job. He dropped the ball. And everyone in the stadium was like, okay, you fucked up, buddy. And the referees said, let him try again. Come on. He's all right. Let him do it again. It's fine.
Tom Brady makes money. I don't know. I don't follow football well enough to really have like conscientious opinions about this. But my first reaction is, it's a game. Let the good guy win.
He's not the good guy, man. He's a cheater and a liar and a heathen.
Hey, man, you called him Darth Vader. To a whole lot of the galaxy, Darth Vader was a good dude. All right. The Empire had to have helped a lot of people for them to get away with all the garbage that they did.
The NFL literally made a rule that year saying, hey, that thing that happened with Tom Brady, that doesn't happen anymore. That's
fair enough.
And yeah, so it was kind of a big one.
Fair enough.
The following year,
sure,
the Oakland Raiders against all odds, made it to the big show, baby. They were in the big show. And they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, they're playing today. That's who Tom Brady's on right now, right?
Yeah, I really hope they lose. I hate Tom Brady and I hate the Bucs.
But they're swashbuckling, man. They get media for free.
Yeah, they can swash these nuts. I would be glad if the Kansas City Chiefs pulled one out, but they won't because God is dead and misery lives on and so on and so forth. But we don't have
God
to.
is dead. Tom Brady has replaced him.
Yeah, I also won't sit here and pretend like hasn't established himself as the best one to do it, which kind of just makes it like even easier to not like him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, the bad guys keep winning. Why are the bad guys so good at football? It's not fair.
It's going to be like Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One. It's like, you thought the Darth Vader saga was over? No, he's coming back for round 2 just to beat ass mercilessly and make the best scene ever.
It's kind of what's happening.
For just 2 seconds.
Yeah, watch him do mega stunts on the field tonight.
Did that scene blow your mind when you watched it in Rogue One?
Hell yeah.
When
it was
like
sick.
it's just like it's like a pretty good movie, you're kind of enjoying it, and then they get to the ship and then the I forgot he's in this series. And then he just murders 40 dudes.
Yeah, that was sick as hell. I heard a drink there, man. I heard a beverage.
All right, I've been specifically not mentioning details because I think you'll get a kick out of this.
What are you drinking, man?
Oh boy, it's California as fuck. Firstly, I want to describe the can to you.
Sure.
So there are a bunch of leaves. It's very green. There's like pineapples. There's a list of what's inside. There's coconut, pineapple, orange, nutmeg, honey, green tea, activated charcoal, and kombucha.
Wait, so it's a healthy drink?
Maybe. The next thing that you notice about the can is that half of the words are upside down. So let me rotate this can upside down so I can read it to you.
Okay.
It is Midnight Painkiller.
Probiotic gluten-free hard kombucha.
Oh.
Flip can to activate charcoal.
Whoa.
It is a 6% hard kombucha with activated charcoal and healthy boy stuff.
6%'s nothing to clown about, man.
It's not, but it's very tasty. It tastes like charcoal and pineapple, and it's great.
You can taste the charcoal?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was of the impression that you're not supposed to be able to taste the charcoal because there's activated charcoal water, and it's supposed to just be like the most crisp, clean flavored water or something like that.
Maybe it's not that it's crisp and clean. Maybe that's just how charcoal tastes. Like when we think of a crisp flavor, we're just thinking of charcoal.
Man, that don't make sense. Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you shared your drink. It sounds pretty good, honestly.
It is. I don't know if I'll buy another one because they're kind of expensive. And they do this thing that like drinks that have like processed alcohol in them, where it's like they made the drink and then they just like added vodka runoff. One or two of these things and I got a headache, or like 2 or 3 of these things and I got a headache. So I probably will not pick it up another one, but it was fun for the journey, the journey the 6-pack took me on. I've been doing a lot of work to support this convenience store near me. I've become friends with the owner. By friends, I mean I know his whole life story, but I don't know his name. But it's this really cool dude who he married his wife, and her brother lived in Boston, or they live in Chicago. And her brother was like, "I got work for you, bro. Come to America." And he came to America, and he started working there. And then his brother-in-law was like, "Chicago's the worst. Come to Boston." And so now he, in a pandemic, he inherited this convenience store.
Whoa.
Every day I'm like, "How's it going, bro?" And he's like, "It's not very good, bro. It's not very good." And I was like, "I guess I will continue to only buy my beer from here then."
Do they have other things besides drinks?
Yeah, it's actually a really nice convenience store, all things considered. I got like scent erasing candles, which is the most nonsense thing you can call a thing.
Yeah.
You can't like you're not going to break the law of thermodynamics to get rid of a smell.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Just it's scent masking. You're not destroying anything, candle. Stay within. You're not Thanos snapping away my marijuana stank. But no, and I like chips and snacks and all my like laundry stuff I get there. It is a solid. I can also see it from my window. I'm looking at it right now.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, dude. I am so blessed to be in the apartment I'm in. From my window, I can see a convenience store, the place I do my laundry, and the best bakery in Boston, where I very, very commonly will just pick up a loaf or two for dinner.
Oh, that's sick. How much does a loaf cost?
Like $2. $2 for a fresh,
Dang.
still warm little French roll.
That's sick as hell.
Great.
I'm jealous.
Ugh, past and future me is jealous of this spot too. It is, every day that passes, it's more perfect than the last.
I was reflecting on where we used to live. For the listeners at home, Michael and I were roommates for a while, and where we lived was right next to a little strip mall shopping area. And
Yeah.
I think back on that, and I don't think I failed to take advantage of it, but I certainly miss having that available to me. Like, there was the Pizza Hut right there, man. I could just walk in and get my pizza and come back. And now thinking about how much I spend to get stuff delivered to me, I'm like, man.
Sir, you amnesiastic fool. You're forgetting the best thing there.
Was
that fat burger? That freaking come buy a pound of ground beef for $8? Oh, that fat burger was dirty.
I failed to take sufficient advantage of that fat burger. Now that I remember, now that you brought it up, I was like, I didn't go there enough. I should have gone there a lot more.
Yeah, I haven't been in the area, but I haven't seen one in like 3 years, so.
They don't got fat burger where you were? I mean, I guess we'll drop it now. You were also living in Japan for the last couple of years before you got to Boston.
Yeah, 2 years in Japan and then a year in Boston.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. You did not have fat burgers available to you over there?
Heavens no. I had to take 2 planes just to get to Taco Bell. And I took those 2 planes multiple times.
You better believe it. Oh, that's right. You did show me a picture of the Taco Bell menu there. And I think I remember it looking pretty good.
Dude, it was spectacular. So there's this dish in Japan called okonomiyaki, which is, I'm trying to think of the way to describe it. It's just like a pancake, but like a savory pancake with like noodles. And okonomiyaki is essentially a pancake with cabbage and with whatever you like in it. If I remember right, the word literally means like whatever you want, bro.
Sick.
And then yaki means cooked. So if you heard like takoyaki just means like grilled squid. Or if you get like toriyaki or yakitori, which is just grilled chicken. But so okonomiyaki is like whatever you want, bro. So the Taco Bell version of it just had like sweetened pork that was way too high quality for Taco Bell. And then it had like the vinegary sweet mayonnaise, and it had like teriyaki sauce and the chips and beans and rice, and it was dumb. It was dumb in every way. That was the best way.
Damn, sounds incredible. I was gonna be a good boy, and I think maybe I'm getting takeout for dinner. That sounded too good.
I'm having Costco wings and salad. So.
Oh, that's right. For the big game, do you have to cook the wings still, or are they pre-cooked?
Oh, we do. They're in the middle where it's like I think they're technically cooked. Like I could eat them, but the sauce and like the skins and everything aren't crispy. So like they got it to a health safe place, and then it's just like throw it in the oven and make it actually good.
So you're gonna bake them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which our oven is garbage, so we'll see how that goes.
Gotta get you an air fryer, man.
Air fryers are just conventional bakers. Like if you have an oven and you set it to convection, it's the exact same as an air fryer.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm glad. All right, I'm glad that is your response, because there's a lot of people who are like, I didn't know that your oven has multiple settings, and it's like, well, fair enough. Some don't, but it probably does.
Yeah, no, I'm fully aware that it's just easy bake oven, but I love it, man. I'm drinking a sugar-free green Monster. It is.
What flavor is green?
It's Ultra Paradise. I was reading the can. It says it's supposed to taste like the beach, bro. It's supposed to taste like tropical, like you're at the getaway. To me, it kind of just tastes like kiwi, and maybe like a little bit of green apple. I'm not at the beach. I'm far from the beach. It's fine. I don't love it. I'm gonna drink it. It's refreshing. It's like sweet and fruity, but of all the candy flavors, I think green apple is my least favorite.
I do love a good green apple.
A good green apple?
Yeah.
But
it's a bad green
yeah,
apple?
I'll give it a try when I find one. All I've seen is bad green apples.
Really? You're not a fan? Not of no Granny Smith, no Jolly Rancher, no Skittle?
That shit sucks.
What? But it's so tart and nice.
Teen Golden Delicious, bro.
Well, yeah, show me the Golden Delicious Starburst. Where's the Golden Delicious Mike's Hard Lemonade, all right? There's no Golden Delicious nothing besides the fruit, which is good. I will give you
that. I was going to say, man. No, I don't like it.
There is the OG. There is the apple.
I don't know. If to me, green apple just tastes like sour and tart, and I don't know. I'd rather have a different flavor. Like with the Starburst, the pink Starburst is uncontested best Starburst.
I don't know about all that.
I don't like Jolly Ranchers that much. They always get whittled down and
Best
like I end up
Starburst?
stabbing my cheek or something.
Well, that's how you know you have to put in another one.
If I had to choose, I'd say watermelon. Jolly Rancher.
All right. I could dig that. I'm trying to think of my favorite of the OG Starburst. I gotta go with like, I almost want to say cherry. I like the darker red.
The darker red?
Yeah.
Cherry has come a long way in my life. I like cherry things now. Like,
Yeah.
the big argument is that they taste like cough medicine, and I'm like, you mean they tried to make it taste good so kids would drink it? So they made it cherry? Yeah, it's because it does taste good.
Sorry to go off track. I am very interested in flavors, but I've just
You're
had
good.
Marvel. I've had Marvel on the mind so much.
Yeah, you're watching the hot new Disney Plus, right? The Wakanda, what's it called? WandaVision?
Wakanda Forever. No, that show's coming out next year.
Oh, okay.
But that's half a joke, and I think they actually are making a Wakanda show. But no, WandaVision. I cannot talk about it without spoiling some aspect of it, so I will just say that it's very good. I'm enjoying it. I found some other people who are watching it, and that is my venting. But yeah, during winter break, I like went through and I rewatched Infinity War and Endgame and Guardians of the Galaxy and all those movies, and I'm so happy to like be able to experience those film by film.
Would you go as far as to say that they are what you've been digging, dude?
So I will say yes, that is one of the things that I am distinctly digging, my dude, is the
Nice.
Marvel entertainment franchises and the TV show and just that whole culture. I was talking to a friend of mine and I was like getting emotional about it because I was watching Endgame, right? And Endgame's an emotional movie. And also, like, when stuff hits the fan, there's still an hour left of that movie. And so, like, it happens, Hulk does his thing, and then you hit pause because you're going to pee before everything goes down because you're doing a double feature, and there's still almost an hour and a half left. And you're like,
Damn.
you just,
I remember that.
Yeah, and then it's just the rest of it is just like awesome, just down your spine, feeding you like you're a vegetable on a bed, just sitting back, taking it all in. Ah, it's amazing. 10 out of 10.
A lot of people would agree with you, man. It's well loved.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who wouldn't agree with me, but that's because people like to not enjoy things.
Yeah, they can go to hell.
If that's the way you find joy in life, is not being full of joy, then I don't understand you, but I don't want to say that you're wrong.
I feel that. If not enjoying this is bringing you joy in some weird, twisted way, I would prefer if you didn't try to make it less enjoyable for me.
Well, yeah,
But-
that is the flip side of it is don't do that near me. I don't want to talk to you, and go do that with other people who find joy out of that. Is
There you
the
go.
other. Is my wall is then built. Cool. I respect your opinion. I understand that that's the way that you feel and you get joy out of that. Don't be near me while you talk about it.
Yeah, that's kind of my opinion of country music is that, like, I have a lot more fun shitting on it than I would if I actually listened to it.
My roommate really likes to get particularly tipsy, and that's his go-to. So whenever I hear one of 6 songs pop up on the TV in the living room, I'm like, oh, he's a few in. He's hit that point.
There are some bangers. I can't sit here and pretend like it's not a banger alert when Mr. Brooks comes on the
Mr. Brooks, I don't know, what do you...
a certain Garth Brooks.
Thank you. I am so uncountryish that even Garth
Yeah,
Brooks,
man.
a name I've heard my whole life, did not come to me.
I forgot the first line of the song because I was going to start singing Friends in Low Places.
There was like a little moment. I was like, he's gonna give me some Garth, right? He's gonna give me some Brooks.
Something roots. I showed up in boots to something my black tile fair.
That's the first song that I ever heard karaokeed in my memory, and it
Hey, man.
precedes me doing karaoke for the first time.
It's a perfect karaoke song because, like, you only need to hear the chorus once to know 80% of the lyrics.
Low places. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so catchy that it's like, how are you not going to sing along? It is easy enough to sing while also still being fun to sing
Yeah.
and, like, gratifying because, like, that little is like it feels so good in your diaphragm
Sure.
that it's like you want to sing it.
I've had to think about karaoke for quite some time because that is the go-to activity of the Sunrise Land. Except for it is usually the go-to activity for. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a Japanese lesson real quick.
Sure.
So there's nomikai. Nomikai means drinking party, and then after that you go to nijikai, which is second party, Sanjikai, third party, Yonjikai, fourth party, and if you're crazy, you go to Gojikai, which is fifth party. But yeah, Nijikai and Sanjikai, the second and third party, one of them is usually karaoke. Sometimes both of them are karaoke, just at a different place. Because you go and you rent, it's depending on where you are, you can get like an all-you-can-drink, all-you-can-eat for an hour karaoke room.
That's sick as hell.
There's a lot of all-you-can-drink in Japan. But yeah, so it would always be after the work party, the work drinking party, and then your boss is like, we will go sing. And we do, and we get drunker. And it's like, oh, this country's crazy.
That honestly sounds sick.
There's aspects of the drinking culture which are terrible and destructive and all that, but then it's also like, hey, you go kick it with everybody, and you're just like gonna sing some songs and drink some beers.
Our mutual friend and former roommate John would do this semi-regularly. Is we would eat chicken wings and then go do karaoke, and we would call it winging and singing.
That's pretty rad.
It's a lot of fun, man. It's great. What was my go-to karaoke song? I like to do Paranoid by Black Sabbath. That's really fun. And then I also do that song by The Cars. That's like I guess you're just what I needed.
That's pretty solid. That's a solid one.
It's a low-key banger because it's one of those songs where a lot of people know it and know that they like it, but they don't remember it or anything.
Yeah, you don't actively listen to it because it's been on 1,000 commercials. However, because it's been on 1,000 commercials, oh boy, it's just what I needed.
Yeah, man, I am suddenly in the mood for Cheez-It with ridges. So we don't need to dwell on this too long, because you mentioned that you're not too into it, but I do want to get your astrology shit here, because I know you're a Libra, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shoot, October 2nd. Is that the scales? No. It does say Libra.
2nd?
What is Libra? Yeah, Libra's the scales. Yeah, I'm the scales.
What year were you born again? I'm sorry.
1992.
That's right. I put my birthday. I just instinctively put my birthday, and I put all your other shit. So I know you're a Libra sun, but just based on how well I know you, I'm gonna take some guesses here.
All right.
You have a little bit of not life of the party energy, although you definitely do enjoy yourself at gatherings. But you definitely are the one that is excited to invite people over, have a few drinks. I think you're the one who's like, let's go on a road trip, dude. We can go on a road trip right now. What's stopping us? Let's just get in the car and go on a road trip. Is that wrong?
That is true. I have done that.
Which is why I'm going to guess that you have Sagittarius in your chart. I'm going to go as far as to say that you are a Sagittarius rising.
Dang, I feel that. I feel the Sagittarius rising in me.
And as for your moon, I know you're a fan of whining, of dining.
True.
You like the finer things in life, the luxuries.
I really do.
I'm going to guess you're a Taurus moon.
Fair. That all ring. I can't argue with you. Is there a way to verify these things?
Well, I'm going to click submit. Those are my guesses.
I will say to balance that out, I do go out of my way to spend time in nature and to disconnect. And if I were to gauge my extroversion to my introversion, I'd give it a 5-2 split. 5 days of the week, I just want to like chill by myself with my significant other. And then 2 of those weeks, I want to be hosting or doing something that is highly social.
That's another reason why I was quick to guess Taurus, because that's an earth sign, and earth signs are notorious for being homebodies, among other things. Angela just texted me. She said, I also guessed Sag. So I'm going to click submit. Here I go. All right. Libra. Your moon is in Capricorn, so I was very close.
Sure.
Capricorn definitely has those earth sign elements, but they also are about that paper, stacking it high, money, money, dollar, dollar bill, y'all. They're very ambitious, funny.
I'm one of those things.
I'm a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn moon, so maybe that's why we get along so well, because we have the same moon sign.
I really just said one of those things is correct, and you agreed with me. I'm hurt.
Your ascending, your rising, is also in Capricorn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You called me.
I kind of called you. I got that you had a lot of Earth in your chart.
I'm a earthy boy.
Dang, so you're double Capricorn with a Libra sun. That's crazy.
So you're saying Earth sign. I don't know if this is at all linked or if these two things are a thing. But when I was born and raised up until my very first memory, I lived in Washington. And the one thing that everybody told my parents was that I was going to be a farmer. Like, people would just look at me and I'd be playing in the dirt. I would be like inside of a pile of corn that they like were about to process or whatever. I'd like get in the tractor and drive for 8 hours a day. I don't know, whatever 3-year-olds do. But my parents, every single person, everyone was like, that boy's gonna be a farmer. So Earth is hell.
We also have the same midpoint, or whatever it's called, which is in Sagittarius. So I did call that you had Sag in your chart somewhere, which is basically, I may be getting some of these mixed up, so please forgive me if there are any witches listening. Your sun sign is how you think. It's how your brain operates. Your moon sign is how you feel. It's how your emotions operate. And your rising or ascending is how you present yourself or how others perceive you.
Sure.
And so to see that your midpoint is in Sagittarius is basically like what your subconscious goal in life is, which is to say you like the idea of traveling and maybe going by the beat of your own drum and something like that, which makes sense because I think you're going down the path of the writer, if I'm not mistaken.
I am.
That's something about Capricorn as well, is they're notorious for being late bloomers. It's been said that they come into themselves later in life. So that's kind of why I take a bit of solace in where I am on my path.
Yeah.
Is because it's like, yeah, I'm hardworking and I'm keeping my nose to the grindstone and all that stuff, but it's all going to pay off in the long haul.
And you're also, you're following in your call is something that just takes forever to develop.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
And so I think that there's been a few times for both of us where I think that we have faced a potential success or a potential, like, I could do this and be better off than half of the people in the world, more than half the people in the world. But it's like, I would rather pursue the thing that my heart is calling towards, or the thing that gives me joy, the thing that I think will do the greatest good to the world. Because there's been multiple times for me where it's like on sets and stuff where it was just like, oh, hey, do you want to come and commit to these 3-4 projects? And I'm like, yeah, how long will that take? Almost a year of your life, and you won't be able to write or do anything. And it's like, oh, I'm going to go move to Japan now and sort my whole brain out on exactly what I want to do. But no, because there's been a few times where you came home and you're like, yeah, they're talking about this, but if I do that, then I can't exactly go do stand-up every day of the week. So it's like, you got to balance it. It's like you just being a good individual doesn't mean that you're like good in the things you want to be good in. Not to say that either of us are not good in the things we want to be good in, but in the sense that earlier in life, it was much easier to make a living and a career out of other things than the thing that we wanted to do.
Yeah, man.
That was a lot of words. Apologies.
No, you're great, man. It's a fun analysis.
That was my teacher brain coming out.
Oh, you're good, man. And I appreciate you playing along with this. You know, I always fear that those who are not terribly interested in astrology and reading their charts and stuff will just be like, that's cool. It's made up though, so I don't care. Can we move on to something else? It's like, no, you're actually trying.
Okay, so signs are interesting to me in the sense that it provides people a sort of guide to follow their conscience, where it's really confusing sometimes what like your inner self is trying to say. And so I think that people use it as a way to be more in communication with themselves, where they're like, oh, I'm a Capricorn, I should really dig into these sort of feelings or that sort of stuff, right? So as much as I think that there is not the most to be gleaned from it, that it's sort of just like, you are what you are. There's also an aspect of like we were talking about earlier, if you find joy in hating movies, I'm not going to sit here and yuck your yum. I'm just going to say, don't project that at me. And the same thing with that. It's like, dude, however you find solace in life, however you find direction, you do you. Don't come at me and tell me that, oh, you're like that. Oh, it's so funny that you did that because you're this. It's like, I did that because I'm me. So yeah, thank you for that.
That's major. Yeah, that's an important element to all this, is like, I'm living my life the way I live it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to fit into what this website told me when I told it what time I'm born.
But I mean, that is also me being a Libra, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, Libras are funny. Libras are notorious for being kind of bossy, which is a negative trait, but they're also kind of loosey-goosey in a lot of ways.
Both of those apply to me, so...
Dang, double Capricorn. That's so funny. I initially wanted to guess Capricorn instead of Taurus, but I was worried that I was just projecting that from myself because I have double Capricorn. I'm a Cap Sun, Cap Moon, and Pisces rising.
I'm looking at the horoscope.co, and they're saying that there is no compatibility between Libras and Capricorns. Is that why I hate myself?
Yeah, baby.
Get along, but I'm not the best. I'm not the best roommate, so.
You're doing your best. We're all here. Do you have the room to yourself, or do you share your bedroom with somebody?
I do. I absolutely do. After living by myself, I can't. It's even living with another person in the apartment is like rough.
Yeah, I feel that.
In Japan, I had a family-sized apartment to myself for $200 a month. It was spectacular. If I didn't travel literally every month, I would have had so much money to bank. But when you're only in a place for a year, you gotta explore.
Sure.
But no, my hours are always wonky, and I like to stay up, and I'd prefer to just be in my own contained space. But living by yourself, when all of a sudden, what if you leave something down, you put something on a table, and you leave for a week to go to Osaka, and you come back, it's still there.
Oh, that's nice.
That uncleaned bowl of ramen, that dirty sock, you got nobody to blame but yourself, and it feels great.
Yeah, seeing the stuff that I assumed were other people's faults and realizing that it was me the whole time was not the best feeling, where I was like, oh no, I am my own worst enemy.
You're sitting there looking at all these dishes, and you're like, ugh, gosh darn it, Michael and John and Eric, I can't. Wait, it's all me, oh no. Not as a comment on you leaving dishes, just as a easily approachable example of the...
Oh, you're good. I've actually gotten really good at making sure my dishes are clean, especially since I got that new dish rack. Were there other things that you wanted to say that you were digging as of late besides Marvel, or was that one of the things you were going to say?
No, that was one of the big ones. I mean, takeout's pretty amazing, and that's like my December. Dude, I looked at my bank account, and I spent $1,000 on delivery and on food in December.
Fuck yeah.
I went ham on it. And that was like also my lowest income month of the year, so I'm an idiot. But that was pretty fantastic.
What was your favorite thing to get delivered to you?
So I have gained an intense fondness for briny, salty things after being in Japan, because you'd get like the like fried pregnant fish. So it'd be like a whole fish, it'd be fried, you'd bite into it, and then there was like cooked roe inside because it was pregnant, as animals get.
Yeah, I forgot the fish lay eggs.
Yes.
I was like, so you're getting 2 fishes for the price of one? That's crazy.
I think technically I'm getting thousands of fish for the price of one, but
oh shit, actually, yeah.
But there's a lot of foods that really dug into that brininess, and I got into it. I dig it. So now I've really, really been into Caesar salads that have anchovies, either just whole anchovies or like anchovies whipped into the dressing. And my favorite place has been Bottega Florentina, because they have like a make your own pasta. They have the Caesar salad with whole anchovy fillets on it, and then they have some good desserts. But I'm cutting desserts out of my life because I don't need the sugar, and I'm trying to lose a lot of weight.
Ate a protein bar. Actually, one of the things I'm digging this week that I wanted to share with you is these. They're called the Power Crunch Bar. They're these protein bars.
Oh yeah, the one that you bought 27 of on your receipt that I saw on Instagram.
I only bought 10 of them.
What was the name? What was the name again?
Power Crunch Bar. They were on sale. Man, this is some fucking tomfoolery that I hate when grocery stores do, where the individual bar is cheaper than buying the box of bars. What? Like, what the fuck is the point of the box of bars?
Oh, to trick you.
Yeah, the box was like $8.50, give or take, for 5. Or the sale was that they were 4 for $5.
Well, that's just math.
I'm like, it's half as cheap to just get a bunch of individual bars.
Yeah.
So I did that. So that's why my receipt was a mile long, was because I was beating the system.
Fair enough. Ooh, these look really good.
The Power Crunch bars? Oh, yeah, man. They're like, you know those crispy wafer cookies?
Yeah,
they're like that. But they're like big and protein.
Protein.
The ones I got were peanut butter creme. They're pretty killer. There's a French vanilla one as well. Angela likes them, but to me, they taste just exactly like vanilla whey protein.
Yeah. Which is an okay flavor, but if you've been drinking protein shakes for a while, that it weighs down.
Yeah, no pun intended. I don't know, man. I know one is not supposed to overdo it on fake food, and I would call protein bars fake food.
In a way,
Because,
yeah.
yeah,
I agree
it's
with you.
just like I could either eat peanut butter cups, or I can have this peanut butter flavored protein bar, and I feel like it's better.
Peanut
But it's
butter
supposed to
cups.
just be like an in between, like, oh, eat this so that you're not too hungry before you go eat your real dinner. And it's like, or I could eat 3 protein bars,
That's a meal right there. That's a
and
feast.
that's a meal. And that's a bad habit I have because I keep doing it. Like the same with
Yeah.
these sugar free energy drinks that I do. It's just like it's to satiate the sweet tooth, but it's just like, well, what you should be doing is not doing sweet stuff barely at all.
Yeah.
Like any sweet thing is supposed to be a treat, and I'm like, well, what's the harm in doing this? It's 0 calories, it's sugar free, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, but the sugar substitute is poison.
And also, there's like layer after layer where it's like, oh, the fake sweetness just makes your body think you had sugar, and then it wants actual sugar because it's like, hey, look at this glucose, and your body's like, there wasn't any glucose. Give us glucose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess it's a slippery slope.
It absolutely is. And then the other side of it is like, what if your body doesn't even know what to do with that, right? Like there's so many things coming out where it's like all the fake food your body doesn't actually know what to do with. So it just makes fat. Which I don't know how much I don't know. I've seen enough articles that are on both sides where it's just like, no, 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 your body breaks it down the same way. Chill. But the other part of me is like, ooga booga monkey brain. What's it's broccoli? You know, I know what broccoli is. I could probably break broccoli down with my fingers.
But yeah, so those protein bars I'm digging, and then I recently have been craving a very specific type of nostalgia that I get from playing the older Pokemon games. Oh, I remember now why I had this thought. All this GameStop hullabaloo that's going on. Did you buy any GameStop?
I tried.
I hate GameStop, and I did not want to have a hand in helping them.
Fair enough.
When I was a youth, I had all my games in my game collection and no money. And a video game came out that I wanted that was full price. The game was
Mm-hmm.
Jade Empire for the original Xbox. And something about the idea of trading in what I had to get a new game just
Mm-hmm.
made so much sense to my stupid young brain. So I said, Mom, can you take me to GameStop so I can trade every video game I own in for this new game? And she's like, yeah, I mean, I don't play those games. And so I did, exchanged it for just enough money to get Jade Empire for the Xbox. Played it a few times. It was fun. I think X-Play with Morgan Webb and
Adam Carolla.
Corol. No, what? No.
Adam.
Sessler. Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Definitely not Adam Carolla. Where was I coming from with that?
I mean, Adam Carolla is a real guy.
He is, but definitely not G4.
Dude, imagine Adam Carolla in G4.
All right, so all you nerds and stuff are really gonna like this one, just because I don't know, you guys like it when the women don't wear much and you get to beat other guys up. So, screw it. 10 out of 10. You'll like it, I guess. I
got
know.
a game for it. I got a game for you. A wrench and a screwdriver. Learn how to fix your car. That's what the real games are. Be a man.
All right, well, they're paying me to give you my opinion. So my opinion is get a better hobby. You
Come
all
on.
suck.
This isn't going to get you anywhere. This isn't going to get you laid.
I haven't watched Adam Carolla.
Joke's on you, Adam Carolla. My girlfriend's a goth gamer, and we fuck all the time.
Ooh, you got him there. You did get him there.
No, we only fuck sometimes. I digress.
Not right now during this call.
Certainly not.
I don't think I've seen Adam Carolla on a screen for literally a decade, and I think both of our impressions were fairly spot on.
Yeah, it's exactly what he sounds like, and exactly the words he would say.
It sucks that you got all of your games ripped out from under you by your own choice.
Yeah, but all that to say, I'm resentful of GameStop for taking advantage of naive young people and taking their stuff from them for a fraction of what they're worth.
Yeah.
All this to come back to my original point, which is that one of those games I gave to GameStop was my original copy of Pokemon Gold. And there's a short list of things I would do if I could go back in time. One of those things is stop myself from giving them specifically Pokemon Gold.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah, because I've come to really love Pokemon as an adult. I stopped. I don't know. Pokemon Gold in particular, I really enjoyed. But it was around that time that I started getting side eye from my peers at school. They're like, "You still like Pokemon, dude?" I'm like, "Yeah, we were all super about it at this time last year." They're like, "We've moved on." That didn't affect me too much because I was like, "Well, I'm just playing my game. It's fine." It wasn't until one of my older cousins cornered me and had his version of an intervention and was like, "Why do you still like Pokemon?" I was like, "I like it." He's like, "Nobody likes it anymore. Stop liking it." I was like, "But I like it." He's like, "No, stop." And I cried real hard because my cousin was bullying me and I didn't know what to do about it.
Yeah, I don't like your cousin at all.
And then we'll get in line. Later that day, I after being in my room being upset about it, I was just like, "I don't like it anymore." He's like, "You can't just say that, man. You have to actually not like it." I'm like, "No, I don't like Pokemon." Maybe a week or a chunk of time later, Pokemon Crystal came out, which I'm sure you know enough about Pokemon games to know that most of the time the base game comes out, which is red and blue,
Yeah,
gold and silver, so on, and then a third game with just more content comes out.
Yeah,
which is what Crystal was to gold and silver. Crystal came out, and I had one friend who was excited about it, and he came up to me and he was just like, "Dude, check it out, Pokemon Crystal's here, and I own it. It's great. You can be a girl this time," and that's it. And I was like, on top of the fact that I was still kind of salty about what happened with my cousin, I also was resentful that that was the future of Pokemon. I was like, are they going to just keep selling us the same game twice?
Yes.
Spoiler alert, the answer is yes. But in that moment, I was like, all right, fuck Pokemon. I'm not going to go down this path.
And then, a decade later, you played Pokemon Go for 5 years straight.
Yeah, 3 years, but your point remains. Yeah, and that got me back into it, plus Sun and Moon, which ironically is considered one of the worst games, but, that's beside the point.
Well, if you want to know, GameStop gave Pokemon Crystal a 2.6 out of 5.
Yeah, fuck GameStop, they're stupid.
Sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah, Pokemon Crystal's really good. And so, here I am, I love Pokemon again, and all this GameStop hullabaloo's going on, and I'm remembering that I sold them my copy of Pokemon Gold for a fraction of what it was worth monetarily, as well as what it's worth just to me. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to go to my local version of GameStop called Game Dude, which is
Nice.
a stone's throw away from where I live now. Surely they have a used copy of the remake of Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Heart Gold. And I rolled up and I was like, "Do you have it?" And they were like, "Extremely no. That is a very sought after game. It's very valuable." I was like, "What?" And yeah, a copy of that game is like $200. And so I was like, "Damn it." I went home and I was just brooding. And then I remembered that on the Nintendo 3DS, you can just go in the eShop and just buy old games in a lot of cases.
Yep.
And so yeah, I went on and sure enough, they were like, "Yeah, you want to buy Pokemon Gold? It's $10. I was like, okay. And they're like, "Or do you want Pokemon Crystal, which will allow you to be a girl?" And I was like, "Sure." So I got Pokemon Crystal, and
Hell yeah! After all these years.
yeah, and I've been playing it, and it's exactly what I needed right now, man. It's so fun.
That's great.
It is similar enough to the first generation that I still get the same nostalgia energy.
Yeah.
But it is it's been so long since I played it that I don't remember anything at all, so it still feels like a new game.
Yeah.
And so it's just that perfect mix of nostalgia and newness that I'd say I'm digging it, dude.
Nice.
I picked my favorite starter, Cyndaquil.
Sure.
Yeah, just a special fire mouse.
What animal is he based off of? Because he turns into wow, the only animal I can think to compare his final evolution to is another Pokemon. I was like, yeah, he turns into a fire Zigzagoon. He turns into a fire badger. Yeah. He's like a badger.
Yeah, he's got badger energy. He starts out as a mouse, and by the end of it, it's pretty accurate to what you described. He's he's got bear energy, mongoose, badger.
Bear's better. Mongoose
Yeah.
bear.
And yeah, I've been playing that, and it's fantastic. I love it. The only downside to this whole ordeal, though, is that while we were at Game Dude, Angela was with me, and she found a copy of Animal Crossing New Leaf, and she's like, "I'm buying this." And at the time, I still hadn't decided I was gonna buy the digital version of the game, so I was just like, "Well, at least somebody will get to use my DS, not me. They don't have the game I wanted." Aww. And then they did, and so now I have to like schedule when I want to play Pokemon around when she wants to play New Leaf.
Why is she not playing the new one?
She already played that one into the ground. You should see her island. It's fantastic. She has a diner.
I got my island to a solid B, and then I never touched it. Like, that's that meme that goes around where they're like, do you remember when we played that game every single day, and then one day you didn't, and now it's just gone from existence? That happened to me completely.
Same. Yeah, there were times where I woke up at 5 a.m. on Sunday because I needed to check the stock market, and then I would just do my island chores and then put it down for the day. And then one day I didn't.
Well, I missed that one, so... If my Switch corrupted right now, it wouldn't even register in my brain that I lost my island.
Oh, I would be so much more upset that I lost my Breath of the Wild save file.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild would also be... That would be the one that frustrates me the most. That and Hollow Knight.
Did we leave any loose ends opened in our other discussions?
Oh, you did leave one. You did leave one
What?
big one. You said if you went back in time, one of the big things you would do is stop yourself from selling that good, cool game. Selling that silver.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you didn't mention, if you went back in time, why wouldn't you stop yourself from discovering flannel?
Discovering phlegm?
Flannel.
Oh.
I thought you were buying into my joke, but I just flubbed it. Gah! I've been thinking about that joke since you said it.
I said a joke? What was the joke I said?
Oh, if you went back in time, that you would do that, and I was like, oh shit, what's the most iconic Andrew thing I can think of? That man owns more flannel than anybody else I know.
It looks good.
I had to go to your Facebook to make sure that's like, he does wear a lot of flannel, right? This isn't just me being weird.
No, man, it's like my favorite thing to wear. Now, lately I've been wearing nothing. I haven't left my house in like a year and a half. But
just free balling in the apartment.
I'm wearing pants right now just because I like to.
I'm wearing my gimp suit, so.
You speak so eloquently for someone who has
a literal zipper over my mouth, you know.
Yeah, a gag over their mouth.
A gag, a hood, and it's all zipped up.
Would you be okay with me sharing with you some jokes I wrote?
I'd love to hear some jokes.
All right.
Do you want to play a little bit of a game with this?
Sure. What's the game?
Do you want to try and make a drinking game out of it, where if it makes me laugh, one of us has to take it, both of us. I'm trying to pregame, so I'm trying to think about how I can.
That's fine. We can make it a drinking game. That sounds like fun.
Okay. Well, let me go get a bottle and a shot glass.
Should I do it too? What am I doing today? I have Satori whiskey that I might break out.
You got some Centauri?
Yeah, I'll pour some for myself. While he has stepped away, I do just want to.
So snowy.
I did talk bad on my older cousin. We all grow and change. He is a good man living his best life, and I love him. We all make mistakes when we're young. We live and we learn, but I love you, man. If you happen to be listening, no hard feelings. We all are doing our best. All right. So you have your drink on hand?
It's okay. So, I don't know what jokes you're going to make. You know what jokes you're going to make, so you can't give the rules. Okay. So, if the joke ends in I only know undergrad, Andrew, and the jokes you've been saying aren't too in line with any of this. If the joke ends in a fast food punchline, that's a drink.
I do have those.
Yes. If it is, I only have shots though, so it's hard.
I was just gonna sip on my drink.
That's
because I don't have that much, so I can't really do shots.
If it makes me laugh before the punchline, I'll take a drink. If the punchline is like the joke is the joke, but the punchline is you being like some folks, or like the punchline is you sort of like explaining as a joke the joke, that's a drink. Those are my 3 rules.
Sure. I'll just do some warm-up ones, man. I won't bring out the heavy hitters just yet.
Okay.
Being a food addict means that I'm still obsessed with pot, Only mine has tortellini in it.
That's a bad joke, Andrew.
Hey, man, that's starting.
That's a bad joke.
You're laughing, aren't you?
Because it's bad. The only pot I like is one that's got some penne.
Yeah, man. A penne in the ass.
You heard about my buddy Alfredo? He likes pot too.
I'm afraid not. You know Pfizer, right?
I do know Pfizer.
Pfizer coming out with a vaccine just proves that they are experts in getting people pricked, especially those 65 and older.
Yeah, I don't know if many people know that Pfizer is the Viagra company.
Yeah,
but the people who do,
yeah. It just goes to show you they're experts in getting people pricked, especially those 65 and older.
Sure, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know. The joke the second time was better.
That's good. I work at the Olive Garden, where they say, when you're here, you're family. And that makes perfect sense, because the only time they see me is when I need money.
That joke I like. That joke I like quite a bit.
It's a good joke, right?
Yes, that is a good joke.
The word of the day on this particular occasion, in the writing group that I'm a part of, was family. My favorite dish to order at Chinese restaurants is the Happy Family, because when I eat out, I like to get something that I can't have at home.
That one's good too. I like that as part of a family bit. Like, so far you have two restaurant family jokes, and I feel like that, like you're building the FRCU, the Family Restaurant Comic Universe.
Yeah. Have you had the Happy Family at a Chinese restaurant?
I have not had a dish called the Happy Family at a Chinese restaurant.
Pretty good.
Not.
It's delicious.
There's no arguing.
Oh, heavens no. My buddy is an incredible actor, but he's legitimately insane. He's a triple threat to society.
You got to establish what the other two threats are, though. He's only got one threat. He's an actor.
But a triple threat is just a term for a person who's good at acting.
Is it?
Isn't it?
No.
A triple threat is what? Film, television, and stage?
Oh, I wasn't going to that. I mean, yeah, that is kind of there. But I feel like you gotta explain the triple threat. It is a good show. I like the basis.
You know the term post-nut clarity?
Yeah, I'm intimately familiar.
Yeah. So, deciding to not get food delivered after eating a snack is called post-mates clarity.
I like that. Especially if you set it up, if you get the audience on board with like post-nut, you're like, yeah, post-nut, you know, we deal with it all the time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and this whole pandemic, I've been experiencing, you know, like when you have a snack. My setup is awful, but I like that joke. When's the last time you were in a room?
I'm in a room right now. No, I'm kidding. I know what you mean, a stand-up comedy room.
Yeah. Sorry, for everybody's listening, that's industry talk.
I mean, more than a year, obviously. It's probably closer to like a year and a half, because there was a chunk of time where I was having trouble getting on stage, just mental health reasons. But a car filled with COVID vaccines was stolen in Florida. They didn't care about the vaccines. They just heard the van was refrigerated.
That's a good one.
It's hot in Florida, folks.
Ooh, I like that one quite a bit.
That's a drink.
That is one.
Whoa. I've only had a few sips of this whiskey, and I'm already feeling a little loose. A workaholic is super bossy. An alcoholic guzzles whiskey. Whichever one you are, you know all about crushing spirits.
Hey, and that was a good joke.
We have spirits, yes we do.
That one got me. Both in context and as a joke. That's a very good joke.
Thank you. I liked that one. When we order takeout Chinese, I like to save the noodles for last, so that way they can be the chow main event.
It does kind of have to do with fast food. Where else do you get chow mein besides fast food Chinese?
I was going to say, like I did the Olive Garden joke earlier, go ahead and have a drink, man. Enjoy it. Keeping up with current events is stressful. I'd rather order Indian takeout and have curry events.
Ooh, tasty. I like this theme of food.
I try to stay informed about all the new jams and jellies, especially the currant events.
My mom would like that joke. That's, take solace in that one. My mom would find that hilarious.
Man, this wasn't a structured joke, but it was something funny that I thought. I was thinking about when I was like younger, like 19-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, I can't wait to move out of the house. I'm gonna have my own apartment. I could eat whatever I want for dinner. In fact, I could have
Yeah.
taco night every night of the week if I wanted.
Fuck yeah, you can.
And now as an adult, I'm like, I would rather leap into traffic than have to clean up after a fucking taco night. To hell with that thought process. I will never do a taco night.
I think it's like you're trying to get at like the almost vengeful nature of thinking back to the lessons your parents taught you, and you're like, no, you're not right, except for I'm going to do everything you told me to do anyways.
Yeah, who knew that all of that experience they were working with was actually pretty smart. Yeah, I guess it's definitely in that vein of like, I can have ice cream for breakfast. And then I do it and I'm like, I feel terrible. Uh-oh.
I mean, if I had like a griddle that I could cook on, I would say you're a fool, because I don't have a griddle and I gotta like cook in pans and stuff.
Yeah.
Something about the griddle, because you could do everything for tacos on a griddle.
True. When I was 19, my idea of a taco night was ground beef and shredded lettuce.
Yeah.
And a fucking hard old El Paso shell or whatever that shit's called.
Yeah.
Like, if I had a taco night right now, then yeah, I would go get some legit Mexican meat and dice it up and do it that way. Or I would go on Postmates.com, the app on my phone, and order some real tacos from real Mexicans.
Every CEO of every delivery app is just like having the best time of their lives. They're like, oh, we never thought we would be this. We never thought we would get this many people using our apps.
Yeah, the real conspiracy, everyone's like, Bill Gates did COVID, and I'm not just like, these delivery dudes are raking it in. Are we sure DoorDash isn't the big...
David Dash set up, he was in Wuhan.
David DoorDash is out here chomping on bat skulls.
I know that in the last month, I've spent more on delivery than I ever would have if there was not a pandemic.
Same. Super same. Treat yourself. You know that JoJo Siwa girl that the kids love?
JoJo Siwa? I don't.
Well, she came out of the closet. She's a homosexual person. JoJo Siwa, yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad she gets to live her life.
Yeah, she came out. Or at least that's what I'm told. I still don't know what the fuck she's saying.
Well, she's 17.
that was the joke.
Okay. I didn't know you were doing a joke. I thought we were...
Yeah, she's notorious for being difficult to understand. At least to the untrained ear. I had a joke for a little while that was... They added the letter A to the acronym. So it was LGBTQ and A. And boy, am I glad they added a Q and A at the end, because I don't know what the fuck any of those letters stand for. I have some questions.
That's a very, very, very good joke.
Very good joke?
Yes, that's a very good joke. I like that joke.
All right, good.
I like that one quite a bit.
Good. I'm glad.
That's cheers to that one.
Excellent. I'm glad. I will keep that one.
Oh, that one's going in my back pocket too.
So I have another bit here that's not a fully formed joke, but I think there's some meat on the bones.
Hell yeah. Give me on the meat.
I received a piece of advice from somewhere that was basically like, anything worth doing is worth doing halfway.
Sure.
So for example, you should exercise and better yourself in that way, but sometimes the thought of going outside for a run, you may as well be telling me to climb an actual mountain.
Yeah.
But that's not to say you can't just, do some sit-ups or some push-ups, or even just like wiggle in place aggressively in the chair you're sitting in or something.
Absolutely.
I don't read as much as I would like.
Same.
And at the beginning of this pandemic, I have all these books in my bookcase, you could call it, that I haven't even so much as touched. And I picked it up in an attempt to start reading, and it's like, there was this TikTok I saw that really summed it up, where like the girl is holding a book, and in her head she's just going, I'm reading, I'm literally reading, oh my god, look at me, I'm totally reading, look at me go, yes. Oh my god, I'm fucking reading.
I know the TikTok you're on about, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's accurate, because like it's so hard to immerse myself, and then I get frustrated and I go back on my phone. And so I tried to compromise by reading on my phone. Maybe I'll just like look up, I don't know, like ebooks are valid, or just anything. I'm just like, I need to read. If I have to read in small chunks, then so be it.
Yeah.
And I was having this discussion with another friend,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to read more." They're like, "Oh, same." And I'm like, "Yeah." So I've just been doing like ebooks and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I can't do that. I just love the feeling of having a book in my hands. Like, I just need to read a real book." And I'm like, "Okay, how's that going for you? When's the last time you read?" And they're like, "Oh, I haven't read in a long time." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense, right?"
Everybody's got their 2 cents. I think that entirely depends on like the onstage persona that you're going for. Because I do love the idea of the everyman who's just like, I'm not gonna run a marathon, but I can get myself to do 5K. That I can do, right? Or you
Sure.
do the everyman like specifically what you're talking about. It's like, I'm not reading a book a month, I'm not reading a book a week, I'm no CEO, I'm just a dude. I like TV, I like YouTube. Reading kind of sucks. And so you like try to get it in any way that you can. I like that character of the everyman. Is my I'm getting a master's in a creative field, so I'm overanalyzing
Sure.
what you said. But I'm also now looking at my books. I'm like, God. So I'm doing this thing called Fabulous February, which my roommate started for
Fab
a group of
Feb.
us. Fab. And so I only put 2 things in because we put it like a bet down. It was like, oh, $10 buy-in, and then at the end of the month, you get your percentage of the money back. So if nobody fails, you get your money back. If some people fail, you get a little bit of money back. That's
That's
the
cool.
deal. It is very cool. And I love that he set it up. He is as much as I'm also the guy who sets up parties and whatnot, he sets up a lot of like betterment things, which I really appreciate.
That's very cool.
But so as I was doing that, I also put on other things on top of it for life and for February, but that aren't tied to it. And one of them was reading. So every single night, reading for 30 minutes to an hour. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, fantastic. No matter how busy the day is, it's great. I get to Friday where I like eat what I want and I smoke and I get high and everything. I just can't do it. But I've been working my way through garbage academic books about film and TV and stuff, which aren't garbage. They're what they are. But I applaud you for trying to get to reading, even if it's just for a bit.
I'm putting in the effort, but it ain't easy. Yeah. I still don't read as much as I'd like, but I'm doing a lot of writing, and
that is another one of my feb things. Is I want to write. I want to have a writing period 20 times in the month of February, but I don't know how to. How do you split that between like I'm doing actual work, I'm doing school work, and then like I want to actively write? I don't know how to bridge that gap between the two.
Yeah, that's tough. But even 10 minutes sitting down and writing is better than nothing.
Absolutely. Did you have another joke?
Yeah, you've been listening, right? So you know a couple of the jokes I've told already. So if I told an old one, you might recognize it.
I might recognize it. I think I have finished 3 of them.
Well, I appreciate you for listening. It's very kind of you. And
it's not kind. You're an interesting person. This has nothing to do with me being kind. It's worth listening to.
I don't know if I'm blushing or if it's the whiskey. All right. Well, I'll tell what I think are some highlights then, if you're okay with that. Okay.
Dude, hit me with the highlights.
So I've been having trouble sleeping, so I was looking into melatonin, and I learned that melatonin was once used as a treatment for autism. And I think that says a lot about how seriously the medical world takes mental illness, because it's like, hey, doctor, my kid is autistic. What can we do? Well, have they tried getting a good night's sleep?
Oh, you need a better punchline. I was waiting for the hammer to drop, sir. You had me going.
Have they tried getting a good night's sleep? What? That's like disrespectful as fuck. That's
not
strong enough?
It's not. It's great. It's an 80% great. You need a better hammer to drop.
All right. It's an absurd
I think you
concept,
gotta,
right?
But I think you gotta have the parents' response. I think that's the punchline right there. Is like, try and get some sleep. He's worse when he's sleeping. Something like that, where it's just like, do autistic people sleepwalk?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess the punchline could be a hard R word, where it's just like, a good night's sleep, he's retarded. But then I would have to say the R word. You're laughing now. Maybe that's the answer.
Oh, That's the unfortunate thing about comedy is sometimes you got to hit them with that spiky boomerang.
Yeah, putting the boomer in boomerang. All right. Yeah, I can relate to people with a diaper fetish because I also need a partner who is dependable and likes to be pampered.
Andrew, go home. You're drunk.
What? It's a good joke.
I just you hit me. That's a good left field joke. That's like you have a serious moment, everything's intense. You're like, yeah, I just dropped a truth bomb on y'all. Ain't that rough? I can relate to people with a diaper fetish.
Yeah, comedy is the most important piece of art culturally that people. Anyway, so diaper fetish. I have one. No, I don't.
Ugh.
What was the joke I tweeted earlier today?
Ooh. I just got back to Twitter, by the way.
Oh, follow me, dude. At Drew J. Fahey. I deleted my old Twitter. Gotta destroy the evidence, right?
Dude, you're not wrong. I was looking back at my tweets because I stopped tweeting in high school. And so it doesn't take too many tweets to go back where I was on vacation as a junior high student. And I met an incredibly beautiful girl. And we made out and we touched butts. It was great. Yeah. But I was a junior high student. And I was like tweeting, and I knew that she wouldn't tweet it. So as you've seen me do many times, which I have learned how awful and terrible it is to like gloat about that certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like 14 and I tweeted. I was like, I just spent all day hanging out with this beautiful 13-year-old girl and her cousin that's 12. It was a great time. And it's like, if you don't look at the dates, it's the worst thing anybody has ever posted.
Yeah, hot diggity dog, man. Yeah.
But I posted that from the hotel as like a 13, 14-year-old, you know, who's like hanging out with another junior high student who just happens to be very pretty. So I've been thinking about getting rid of my Twitter and coming back. But I also have my name, and it's hard for me to get rid of my name. Do you spell Fahey with PH or with an F?
An F. F as in Frank.
Okay. I hit follow before you said that, just so you know that it was a joke.
Yeah, that's actually a recurring joke in the Fahey line, is when we're telling people how to spell our name, it's F as in Frank, A-H-E-Y. Did you see a few weeks ago that Nestle was recalling some Hot Pockets?
Dude, I avoid Nestle products like the plague, but no. What happened to the Hot Pockets?
Oh man, they were recalling them. Of course, I recall every Hot Pocket I eat when I'm shitting my brains out.
You fucking idiot.
No, they recalled them because they were contaminated. They had like glass and plastic all up in them. Which, if you ask me, still isn't even in the top 5 grossest thing that you'll find inside of a Hot Pocket.
That's fair. That's just fair.
And if we're being honest, they could use a little bit of structure. Because Lord knows there's none in the shit falling out of my asshole. Just found out my
wife. You went for the
vulgarity
there.
Yeah, sorry. One, I'm a little buzzed because I don't drink a lot anymore, and 2, I was already scrolling onto a different joke, so I was just filling the dead air with some ramblings. I just found out my wife is an illegal immigrant. I'm furious because I paid a lot of money to have her shipped here.
Okay, all right. So I think this is the road bump I'm hitting with a lot of your jokes. What's that they're all super Mitch Hedbergy in the sense that they're are the setup and the payoff in one singular go. But you're such a good storyteller and you're so communicative that I can only imagine you telling jokes as a story.
Maybe I failed to provide the context of these jokes.
Yeah.
Is that
they're one-liners. They're setups and their bases, and they are like the seed that you grow a tree out of. You didn't need to.
Well, the idea is that I'm trying to get good at these tight monologue-style jokes to hopefully one day sell them. Not these ones specifically, but to have the skill set to possibly have a job doing that.
All right.
And because these style of jokes are different than the jokes I tell on stage, these practice jokes that I've been writing, I don't have an outlet to share them except for like posting them on social media.
Sure.
And so I have a podcast where I talk to my friends, and then at the end I tell them some jokes that I wrote that I don't really have anything else to do with.
Hey, bud.
Yeah, what's up?
You know that nighttime talk show hosts start their show with their monologue, and then they go to the interview. right? You know you're doing it in reverse.
Yeah, I took that into consideration, but in my opinion, the jokes are the main event. I love the jokes.
I don't agree with your logic, but I understand your logic.
I like saving the jokes for last. I would rather hang out with my friends for a little bit and then tell jokes
All
at the
right.
end. But I'll end on this one if you want, because I think you need to start cooking your chicken wings, right?
Bro, you got me till you want to get rid of me. I'm gonna let you know right now.
Fair enough. All right, well, I'll end on this one.
Okay.
Did you read about that Atlanta teen who stole nearly $1 million from Kroger supermarket?
Oh, I didn't hear about that. Tell me about it, bud.
Yeah, no, I just really hope he uses that avocado before it gets all mushy. Avocados are kind of
such
expensive.
that's such a small scope of people who buy avocados and recognize how expensive they are. Who is that joke for, Andrew?
People know that avocados are expensive.
Only people who buy avocados.
They're expensive and they get mushy really fast.
You're not wrong, man.
You got it.
Because I buy avocados.
People buy avocados.
Name two people.
Me and you.
We don't count. We're having the conversation.
No, I don't know. People buy avocados, man.
I guess you are in SoCal. You are
What,
in
Eli?
SoCal.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing. All right, so that's. I'm glad that you hit me with that. Let me take my half water, half gin shot with number 7, so I can perfect my 3 shot. I was laughing at you, not with you, sir. And I'm really glad that you mentioned that because I was thinking about your jokes between each podcast and like as I've heard you say them. And I was just like, man, that joke, like there's so much like world building, there's so much this and that you can do with this joke, but I understand the payoff and I understand the setup and like all of those elements are really good together. But like as a 1 sentence, 2 sentence left right, they're just kind of okay. But as a monologue, I understand them distinctly well. Like if that was the context that I was hearing them, but that's all comedy. Comedy is like within the context of what you're hearing.
Okay, yeah. Well, I apologize that I did not provide that context initially.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I laughed at some of them. I laughed at most of them. And then my response was, man, how are you going to fit that? It's such a good joke. How does that fit into a 20-minute set? To which you said, it's not a 20-minute set. It's a monologue, you fucking idiot.
I wasn't calling you a fucking idiot.
That's true. But the gin called me an idiot.
Gin?
Yeah, I grabbed some gin. We had vodka and gin.
I use great form when I'm at the gym. I form the thought, I'm going home.
I don't like that joke because I like to be in the gym. It's a good time. How dare you disrespect my deadlifts?
Did you see that there was some ice cream from China that was infected with the coronavirus?
What?
Yeah, that's what it gets for going to all those ice cream socials.
My mom would like that joke too.
Oh, yeah, well, due to social distancing, ice cream lovers have been forced to choose between either Ben or Jerry.
Oh no. Now they're only gonna get a hunk of chunk of, and that's it. They're not gonna get the Burning Hulk. I've been watching a lot of Marvel. I apologize for that joke. That was an Endgame. That was an Infinity War specific joke.
My buddy was trying to get me to take omega-3s. I told him, that sounds like snake oil. He says, no, it's fish. Folks, thank you so much for listening to Morning Drew. I really appreciate you.
Go home. Andrew, go home. You're drunk.
I am a little drunk.
Andrew. That was a good joke.
That's a good joke. Yeah, I love
That's a good joke.
That's one of my favorite jokes. That's one that I actually think I will take on stage with me. Is there anything you want the people to know? Are there any social medias you want people to follow you on? Or is there any way to keep up with you on your path to creative writing?
Absolutely not. If you ever see my name on a movie poster, go and see that. Up until that moment, I don't want a single person that I don't know to see my life ever. So no, don't.
All right.
Just don't follow me.
Well, follow me instead. Drew J. Fahey on Twitter. Tank J. Fahey on Instagram. Subscribe if you haven't. All right, man. I'm pretty tipsy, so thanks again for listening, team. As always, make sure you drink water. And you know what? Put a little lemon in that bad boy. It's going to change your life.